not look for one part. Aliweka namba yake ya simu na email. Akikwenda kufungua, clients are very clever. They'll have to check who did this work. Kufungua akapata, when you upload into a platform, when the client doesn't want to pay the platform, anataka kukuje direct alipe cheaper, atachukua angalie. Unajua kuna wale wamekuwa werevu, wanaangalia properties, akiona ni nani ndiye ameifanya, then he comes to you directly. That's how I got snatched my first client. Best yangu alienda akaandika email yake kwa properties na na mimi sikuangalia, nikasubmit. So huyo client aliendanga tu hivyo, best yangu akaenda akaichukua, akamchukua, like the client used to pay me some value, best akampe a lower value, akatembea nayo.
Wow. We are learning so many things, and again, for those of us who thought that online work is not real, and we are here, we have a panel that has experience. They've been ghosted, they've not been paid, they've done an array of work in the online platform. So even if you were trained 2 weeks or 1 week ago in the AJIRA program, it doesn't mean that utapata kazi instant. Kazi haitakuja microwave. You have to work. You have to work. It's the same way when you open a business today. You won't get customers leo na bidhaa zako ziende zote na upate profit. You are building, you are believing in the process and taking the process as time. As we're almost winding the next panelist.
Well, I think our Kenyan platforms, ndio zile nilikuwa nasema si legit. Okay, but I have a friend of mine who is running a writing platform. It's called Writers Admin. On Writers Admin, you either register as somebody who wants to give jobs or somebody who wants to take jobs. So on that platform, like if some of us, like we call ourselves employers, for example, I take jobs from different clients. Pitch, I will assign that writer that job. For several writers. Then again, there are different platforms that can pass through AJIRA. They give you a lot of programs, a lot of platforms like Remotas is one of them. My first client, direct client, nilimpata kutopitia Upwork. Ile nye you do a work for a client, the client is impressed. Then he specifically requests for you to the platform. Like, akileta job ingine asema, I want writer ABCD. Now that's now the same way I was nilinyang'anywa client, that's the same way nilipata huyo client. Niliweka my email on the properties part. So the client was clever enough to check the properties and contacted me directly. So there are a lot of platforms, but I would warn you, Kenyan platforms.
Okay, some order please. We'll have 3 more questions. So we'll have one from Rongo University, and then 2 more from this side. 1 from this side and 1 from that side. Okay?
Thank you.
And Mr. Ngeno will be final.
Okay. Thank you. I'm happy to learn that you're doing a good job. Our friend from Egerton. I was not at Egerton some times back. Now, is there a time that you feel that this job, I wish I had skills? They frequently come. And if you wish you have some skill, you pick them because they are on high demand. And which are some of these jobs that you may want to encourage us to pursue? Because now I know you are busy in designs. But which type of jobs are hot? Like to be very hot in future, so that we start working today. Thank you.
Thank you. I was emphasizing on design, but that's not the only thing I do. And then I think from the webinar that we had, we were told there is high season and low season. Now, during the low seasons, that's when I try to reshape my skills. There are these platforms like Udemy, Coursera. Those platforms can really refine your skills. So, for example, when I was graduating, I didn't know anything about graphic designs, mambo ya Photoshop and all that. But then, in a 3 months' time, I came to Udemy. There are times they have offers, free offers. When they have the free offers, I just enrolled to a class. get some skills. Then for the ones that I'm looking forward in the future, graphic design is one of them. So there are so many, and they are to be to be honest, I don't think there is any skill that is going obsolete, especially in the online world. Yes.
Okay. Let's have one from our special group, and then you go next. Thank you.
Ana swali.
Sasa.
Thank you. My question is very direct to engineer. For the first time, I am seeing one of the writers and main employers. First question, is writers and main still working? And second question, why did you people steal my 43,000?
Basically, maybe I should give you an overview how writers admin work. Writers admin, you get a job and maybe your time limited, and there is somebody who is an expert in that field. You post it there. Then somebody who has those skills, who has an expertise in those, goes and bids for the job. Then you assign them. Writers admin only takes a small percentage from what the employer pays you. So I would say, I think writers admin is not liable for your 43K. It is the person that assigned you that job, the one who is liable for that money, not the platform.
So let's have another question from this end. Who are trending?
I have a little question for my friends over there. You have an idea about scope creep? Yeah? There's a situation where somebody has assigned, an employer has assigned you specific to a certain task. Then you go doing that task. Then in the process of doing this task, this employer sends you an email or sends you a message giving you a little different specifications on the same task. That is what we call a scope creep. So that maybe the time at which this employer is giving you these different specifications, you are at a point where you are almost completing your task. How do you deal with that?
Thank you for such a wonderful question. For the writers or for other platforms, I believe we understand there is a system. And in that system, there is the program that you have to submit your complaints. For instance, in your question, when a client gives you a task, you are about to submit it, or the time frame is about to end, and the client comes up with another new instruction. You write to the system. So the system will have to be an intermediator between you and the client. So there is going to be a penalty there. There won't be a penalty there because the system will check who is on the wrong side of the program. The system will be able to differentiate whether it's the client who is giving the wrong instruction or the employer. So there would be a way if you are in contact with the system.
Except for you don't talk about direct clients. For example, I use direct clients. I do probability of statistics. Now, probability of statistics is a very fun kind of mathematics. It is one that can be so long and so different, sometimes very quantitative. So you taking your time, especially like you're saying that the difference in time frames. We do this content writing for these people in campus. So you do this, you are having a direct client. Probably you've been working with this person for 2 or 3
differentiate the job, because if the job that he has given you was maybe around $5, that brings another specification that maybe will complicate the work further. I'll have to renegotiate or tell him, oh, I'll only deliver what you brought on the table. But it depends on the rapport you have with the client. Your rapport with the client is the one that you enable
Thank you very much. Let's have John Will.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you, the moderator and the MC for the day. Good work for moderating the panel, the panelists. This is getting a lot of insights from it and new good ideas. Mine is I want to get a picture, or your picture. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 or 5 years? The reason why I'm asking that question is today we had an event in Nairobi for season online where we are foreseeing a situation where we are going to support to build enterprises to be able to employ more newbies into their enterprises to provide apprenticeship and also work opportunities for them. So where do you see yourself? Maybe I can get some tips in the next 3-5 years.
It's a good question because just yesterday I was with a friend and I was talking to him about online work and he was telling me because I'm a teacher in education and I teach the class. So he was asking me, so now that you are a teacher and you are now like fully in the online space, you are more acquainted with technology and digital economy. So plans zako ni gani? I think it was the same question, almost the same question what you asked me. And bearing in mind that I'm in Korea, so I know by the time you are not exiting campus, what are your plans? And I told him that digital economy is not just a space only. Because me personally, being a teacher, I incorporate what I'm studying in the digital economy. Because being a special needs teacher, it was just the other day when we were creating a platform of interpreters, the language interpreters, and our plan was to reach out to many. Personally, I thought that me as an individual to incorporate what I do in the AJIRA program with this the deaf world. So the same situation I was working, that I had a learner who is a computer guru and he is a 42 student. And I was like, oh, so this guy, being the fact that he is deaf, it means that he will appreciate computer skills. It means I can use what I have as a teacher. In fact, even as he builds, because most of them, what they learn practicals better than theory. So me, what I tend to is education. So as I exit my campus life and go to the education world, I project myself to be that teacher who incorporates the digital economy, the digital world, the deaf world, now that I'm in the deaf world. Those are my plans as a education. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So as we wrap up this session, 20 seconds, each and every panel. Tell us what you project to do, what you plan to do. Moving forward to the next meeting.
In a nutshell, I see myself in a bigger picture, the employment field and the online work, incorporating the two to be able to succeed.
Because I took the fact that as a report that I'm studying, so that's why I see myself.
eventually I have to practice. So yeah, I'm looking at a future where I'm practicing engineering, but let me just
I can have enough resources to mentor other people. But then, what I like to do is that work because
usually my work is at night, so I can practice during the day and online during the night. You don't have, actually, I train my brain to sleep for 3 hours, so I can still practice engineering during the day and continue with my online work during the night. The only thing that I would request John to take it to up there, musitulete ushuru huko. Yeah, but I'm looking at a scenario because I was trying to talk to one of our aspirants in the last year's election, and he was telling me if we can get a place where now such a center like this one, I didn't know it existed, but we were looking at a scenario where we can get all the form for leavers, those who are waiting to go to campus. We bring all of them into a training scenario. Like for example, they are home like 9 months before the June campus. So after Form 4, if we can get them a place, we train them these digital skills, because back huko campus watu wanainama sana. So instead of kwenda kuinama campus, after those 9 months uko na skills za kwenda kukupeleka huko campus. But I'm looking at a future where I have my own workstation with a few individuals that I can manage.
Okay. As for me, right now, I don't really know, as it says. So the main thing I want to gain from working online is my own money, self-independence, be able to support myself and get everything I need. So in the next 3 years, with a lot of patience, I think I'll see myself rich. That's all.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, very able panelists. Asanteni sana, and the AJIRA team will give you water bottles. So as you're working online, unakunywa maji kidogo ukiongeza energy. Thank you so much. Let's give them a round of applause as they leave the stage. Panelists, pole, nilikuwa na haraka ya kumaliza hii session. Rudini kwanza. We want to gift you as people as wanaweza sema tuli announce, lakini hatukupeana. Alafu mdosi pia iko hapa, mdosi lazima aone vitu zile alituma zinapeana. Ama ni hata So, Sima Merodi, remember it's hashtag AJIRA Mashinani, hashtag online work is work, you tag at Immobilis. So for this t-shirt I'm holding, nataka kuzawadia mtu. Hii t-shirt niko nayo nataka kuzawadia mtu. After our panelists wamepewa their gifts to thank them. And also the next panelist, muwe ready. As they are exiting, you're entering. Marilyn Adhiambo, Marilyn Adhiambo. Pigeni makofi akipewa hiyo. Box to it is branded. Marilyn, smile. Hiyo ni yako. Next, Beatrice. Songa karibu. Aha. Neno tu mkono hiyo ionekane. Awesome. Jimmy. Apart from being an online worker, he's also an AJIRA Evergreen trainer. Rongo University, si mnaona venye tunacheza kama sisi. Thank you. Daniel, in addition to the water bottle we had gifted you earlier on, sasa cheza kama wewe na hiyo t-shirt.
Nilishapewa t-shirt.
Thank you so much. Hashtag AJIRA Mashinani, hashtag online work is work. Remember to tag at Immobilis. I also have a t-shirt here with me. And the first person to answer my question will go with this t-shirt. Give me two online platforms that the panelists mentioned. Two online platforms. Two online platforms. Two peke yake. Two peke yake. Nani ako na nini? Ladies first. Ladies who is helping us with sign language. Hapo toroka. Shikilia hapo. Tunda ama tuseme. Si tunampea. Si umpigie makofi. Unachangamka unapata t-shirt. Aya, next okay, niko na t-shirt nyingine pia hapa. This side. This side. So, how many ICT hubs do we have in Rongo? ICT hubs ngapi tuko nazo Rongo? Sasa itakuwa ni boy child. Therefore, where and where? Here. Next one. Yoni Novia. Another one in purple. Jaribu. Tumpigie makofi. Thank you so much. Aya, kumbuka t-shirt ziko zitatembea. Maswali pia nitauliza. Let's have Elizabeth Mbaga and Samuel Otieno on the podium.
Wacha tuchukue kazi ya MC. Amekuwa busy kidogo. We are going to have sort of a very short presentation. Analysts we have here are going to give us a short presentation about building your brand and also scaling up for those who are just starting. So over to you, Samuel.
Okay. I'm Samuel Otieno. I've been a trainer of AYEC. So I will be talking about thriving as digital entrepreneurs in the world of online work. So on this, I will handle 4 aspects. The first one is identifying opportunities that are available for the people who want to get into the online work. So in trying to identify the opportunities in the online work, there are a number of things that we need to look at. One, we need to look at the market research. We also need to identify how you can be able to solve problems that we have. Another thing is you try to leverage on your skills, that is utilize your expertise and the passions that you have. You need also to explore the emerging technologies that we have. We have a number of emerging technologies, so you need to stay informed in much
if you want to engage in online work, and you also need to be innovative, using the cutting edge technologies that are available, the AI, the blockchain, VR and AR, that is virtual reality and augmented reality. You also need to look at the niche on trying to create content, that is niche content creation. You develop specialized content on platforms. We have different platforms. You also need to see how you can be able to monetize the contents that you have created, and maybe how you can be able to use things like ads, and also using creating them in such a manner that if someone click on the link, is able to generate some income. Let me just walk through very fast. Another aspect is recognizing the gaps in the online market. If you try to recognize the gaps, we have gaps. So you need to look at the online market research and also the digital trends that we have. You need to identify the online work needs and the challenges that are available. You also need to look at how you can be able to specialize on the opportunities that are available in this space. The other aspect is on recognizing, I've talked about scaling one-person operation into flourishing your business. On that aspect, you need to look at the virtual. You need to work with a team. And I know when we are having the first presentation, there's someone who asks, are you working individual or you are working as a team? So you need to make sure that you work as a team, whether physically or virtually. So you need to have virtual team building and collaboration, optimize online presence and automation. You also need to make sure that you use the automated tools, digital customer engagement and expansion. The last bit is learning from the successful digital entrepreneurs. We have people who have been success in this online space, whether you are doing virtual assistant, data entry, or digital marketing. So you need to have strategy. You also need to make sure that you are tech-driven, intuitive, such that you embrace the technology that we have. User-centric approach. In as much you use the technology, but you also need to make sure that you have your customer at your heart. The last bit is continuous online education. And I want to say that what we do at AJIRA, we try to make sure that we train our youths continuously on different programs. And I know you are much aware, and you keep practicing what you have learned. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We will come back a second round to help us understand more what you just said. You will unpackage for the participants through questions. But right about now, we invite Elizabeth Mbaja to also give us her part.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth Mbaja. I'll be taking you through building your brand. It is a brand, I'll just summarize all of it. It is a brand that always identifies you as an individual. We have brands for individuals, we have brands for companies, institutions. So as a freelancer, you need to brand yourself in a way that will help you get to be known by freelancers. Apart from that, building a good brand also make you prosper, because remember, in online space there are competitors. You're not there alone. So what makes you outstand the rest? What makes freelancers maybe stop by your page, for example? I know you've created accounts on different platforms. How do you package? For example, maybe if you're on Fiverr, how do you package your deal? How do you brand the whole of it? Branding is all about what identifies you uniquely, that can make you win or get clients different from other competitors. So maybe strategies that we can use, for example, we can make catchy logos. For example, if you choose to go the log way, you can make catchy logos. Apart from that, you can be describing well what you offer, the type of work you offer. For example, if you are a transcriber, for instance, you will have really to package it well. At what speed do you transcribe? For example, how long can you take maybe to deliver a given work, maybe a given how many minutes audio or audio are you able to submit at what time or at what speed, and how much do you charge? That makes you outstand. Apart from that, you should always understand your targeted audience. Audience. So that for instance, if marketing a product meant for the young people, which kind of logo or how do I package the whole stuff so that the young people are able to, view this or are able to monitor the trend if it is of a given product that is being promoted. So all that matters. So these strategies are very important about the catchy logo, about the targeted audience, about how you package the whole work. Then apart from that, also as a freelancer, you need to leverage on social media, maybe like Twitter, Instagram, among others that you know, because through this, we get linked to clients. How do you get, these are one of the avenues, how you link up to the clients to build a brand, especially for beginners. It takes time for you to build a good brand that sells you. It takes time, so you need to be patient enough. You need to put more emphasis on the kind of work that you're doing and how you package. Even if you have testimonials from some of the clients that you've worked for, also you need to attach it on your page or your website if you have one, so that you are able to sell better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth and Samuel. Do you have questions for Samuel and Elizabeth? Swali, comments? So I have a question for them.
So one of them, ensure you use catchy logos. Logos identified. Logos are good. Identifies individuals in different perspectives. So it depends on how you've packaged your logo, so that as clients view through that your logo is catchy, something that kind of appealing to the eye, somebody will want to view again, depending maybe on the design, the colors that have been used on that given logo, for instance. Another one, you should be able to identify the audience that you are targeting, so that you don't just identify yourself anyhow as you are designing maybe the logos or the package of the work that you do, the service. You have really to identify the audience that you are targeting.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Another question for Samuel.
I want to add another thing. You can also leverage social media. Anytime you learn a new skills, like for us, people who are in tech, we usually put in the GitHub. So you can always ensure that anytime you develop something new, you show the world what you're doing.
Thank you so much for reading my mind. That's the question I wanted to ask you on issues of leveraging and the world knowing that these are the many skills that I have. These are the skills that I had in the month of August. These are the skills that I have in the month of September. So you need to upgrade your time or upgrade yourself all the time. And just to add on that, you noted that those of us who have created an account to the AJIRA portal, you receive emails of different courses that you can be taken through for free. Those courses do add value to everything that you're doing as an online worker. The beauty of the courses is that they are free of charge, and when you go out there, you will be charged an arm for them. So let's take that opportunity and take those courses and do them while they're still there for free. Thank you so much, Elizabeth Mbaja and Samuel Otieno. Sorry, we are not giving you items. You already So next, we will have our second last panelist, Elijah Lamek, who will take us through navigating challenges health-wise, our well-being in this digital age. And Daniel mentioned earlier on our mental status in the online space. Elijah, Lamek Elijah. Okay, looks like he's held up somewhere. Then I will jump straight to the next panelist, who is Alana Guko and Dominic Weke. The two will cover ethical dimensions of online work objectives, that is under data privacy and security, and also upholding integrity, digital integrity. Alan and Dominic, karibuni sana. Tuwakaribishe kwa makofi. Najua tunasikia nza background shwari. Kujitakambi.
Tumechoka, but we've got to learn one or two things, and together with Dominic, who is also here, we're supposed to be, today, we are in a digital revolution, and this revolution comes with a lot of what you call the big data. And as a worker, inaweza kuwa vibaya sana, you've made your money, and then you lose it because of data breach. Umetengeneza pesa, and probably sababu ya password yako, someone accesses and runs your account flat. So that's why it's important to know or be aware of data privacy and data security. Now, every time we log into any online platform, I know most of us, we have the same passwords. Most of us. I don't know whether it's because I don't know why that happens. Utapata mtu ako na Google accounts kama 3, the same passwords. Mtu amecreate account Remotask, same password. Umeingia Upwork, same password. I'll probably maybe get a reaction from you why that happens. And probably it's because we fear forgetting our passwords. So it's important that if you're creating an online work account, because they're very multiple, and we should not be all over the place. From the guys who came before us, waliwambia don't be all over. Leo umesikia kuna Remotask, umekimbia hapo mbio, you've created an account, umeacha hapo. Kesho mtu anakuambia kuna Upwork, unakimbia hapo mbio, you create an account, you leave it there. So you're supposed to ensure that don't be a jack of all trades in online spaces. If you decide today I want to go to Upwork or I want to go to Remotask, create an account in Remotask, take up the training, make your dollars, and also once you've made your dollars, make it a routine. I know that's pretty hard, but with consistency and discipline, it's very possible to do that. Now, to guard your safety online, there are a couple of things you've got to do. How many people have browsed incognito? Anyone here who has ever browsed incognito? Why do you browse incognito? Probably, why do you browse incognito? You want to protect your identity online. Because if you get to a browser and you browse incognito, that browser does not store your history. It does not. So if someone, today, there's what you call social engineering, right? Social engineering explained simply means reading the human mind. That's social engineering. So if I want to probably defraud you, I have to first of all read your mind and know who you are. So if I come to a browser today and you have a computer, I'll just come to the browser history. I'll be able to see today you went to this particular site, you logged into this particular site. I'll get all the tabs and all the history of all the browsers, everything that you accessed. With that information, I'm able to tell who you are. So every time you're using a browser, particularly a public or public accessed computer, you need to be very cautious. Clean or clear the browser history. Or if you don't want to do that, you can browse incognito. Also, there's what you call two-factor authentication, and we have what you call multiple-factor authentication. So if you log in a password only, you key in the password, it sends you a notification, or it asks you to send a verification code is sent before you log in. So you need to go to your Google account just to be very safe and secure. Now, we are looking at, because we're looking at data privacy on a personal space as a freelancer or as an online worker, and we are also looking at the other side of the coin as the client. You're working with the clients. And today, I am a client and I've given you some work to do. Is it ethical for you to give that sample of that work to another client? Today I'm a client, nimekupatia kazi, umefanya ukamaliza. Ukishamaliza hiyo kazi, tomorrow you're bidding for another job and a client asks you, have you done this before? Maybe you designed a logo, you designed a poster. Is it ethical to showcase this, to show that as proof of your capability? Is it advisable or is it ethical?
No.
You work with them and you sign what you call a non-disclosure agreement. Kuna wale ukifanya nao kazi wanasema, do not use this any work elsewhere. So every time you're working, you need to protect your safety as a freelancer, and you also need to protect the safety of the client. Client akisema you've signed a non-disclosure agreement, do not share that work anywhere. Get some samples elsewhere. But if the client, your engagement with the client, you didn't sign any NDA, it's acceptable to use that sample when you're working with a client elsewhere. Also, it's always important to do due diligence as a freelancer to protect your data privacy. Do due diligence. We have clients, someone mentioned a platform, a local platform here that has defrauded freelancers. For purposes of privacy, again, we're talking about data privacy, so I'll not disclose the name. We have tried them. You sign up, they tell you we'll give you a test, and they rate you. Wanakwambia, now what you do, you pay 300 bob because you see your work is good. So after you pay 300 bob, we'll be deducting from your earnings. So pay 3,000. So you're supposed to, for online work, do not pay money to get any job. Do not pay money. You shouldn't pay money to make money. And this also comes with, particularly for data privacy, someone, and we get asked a lot of this question a lot of times. Is it possible to buy an account, or is it advisable to buy an account? You buy an account. I know there are people have various opinions about this. Only buy an account. We have those take accounts, because you have the bid accounts where you identify a job, you go for it, and then you have take accounts. So only if you know you can match the standards of the person who sold that account to you. If you cannot match the standards, clients will start complaining. You bought it at 30,000 bob. You can't meet the standards. You can't meet the orders. You lose all that money. So you're supposed to do your due diligence as a freelancer so that you protect your identity. As a freelancer, you also protect the identity of the client. Finally, for those who have worked in Upwork, most of these platforms, they make their money through what you earn. So you find clients like they want you to work outside the platform. You've got to be smart, and thank God someone has shared the tips. If probably you want to take a client outside these platforms, there are ways and means in which you can do it without the platform necessarily you need to protect, as a person, you've got to have different identities when working online. You must have identities. Have your online work identity by creating a Google account that is predominantly for online work. Usikue ile Google account unatumia, unajua saizi maybe umetoka college, unatafuta kazi, umetuma ma CV. Isikue hiyo ndio Google account unatumia ku sign up kwa hizi platforms. Maybe HR amekutumia email, unafikiria ni zile notifications za zile platforms. So have two different identities. If you're working online, create a Google account that is predominantly for signing up on those platforms, and then have another one that is predominantly for if you're looking for your job hunting, iko hiyo unatumia kutafuta kazi, and it really save you a lot. So thank you so much. I'd like to welcome Dominic.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Dominic. I'll talk about online content creation and plagiarism. And maybe before I delve into that, I would like to know, do we have any content creator here? Yes or no? No. So content creation is something that is easy because according to my understanding, you don't need any qualification to become a content creator. What you need to do is that you need to commit at all the time that you produce content that will get some public. As content creators are making a lot of money in that field because we have companies operate a lot of marketing for them, generating leads for their businesses. So what do you need to become a content creator? Number one, you need to have some originality. Then you need also to be unique. Then you have to always post consistently and oftenly. And you also need to know your target audience. Like right now, we've had previously people doing things, and the things they do go viral, and they're branded content creators for that. I think it was in 2020, we had some story of an ugali man. You can remember ugali man became a content creator only by just biting a piece of ugali and putting a bigger munch in the mouth, and the rest giving some cut down there. This one enabled this gentleman to get endorsement from Odibet, for example. We also have the dancing nurse of Transoia, if you can remember. Just dancing for some babies who are sick. This nurse got an endorsement with WHO to represent Kenya in Geneva, and he has been able to get other endorsements too, and also a scholarship on top of that. We've had that woman who went and started whistling in Nairobi, Priscilla Waimani, also got an endorsement from Nakuru National Park, and is the brand ambassador for just whistling and saying, Priscilla Waimani, yeah, Sonko, si Sonko Sakaja, nimefika Nairobi. That is now content. So you need to be creative and think on a way that you can come up with something that can go viral. So for you to become a content creator, you can use videos, you can use infographics, you can use blogs. Like mostly now in Kenya, we have a lot of comedy in Facebook. You just find people, the company want to advertise, the company will look for them, and they'll be their brand. You know, these people make comedy in Facebook. We have Akina Flaco, Akina Crazy Kena, Akina Terence Creative. There are very many, and they keep on coming every day. We also have another class of people who, apart from coming with comedy, there's somebody who cooks some food and anawekanga Instagram and keeps on saying, put what, done, done. So this gentleman from Kisiland has been able to be the ambassador of Carrefour, advertising things for Carrefour. Through this, he's able to get some good income from that. So you need to be creative. We have people like people just imitating voice of others. We have this Arab Uria who just started imitating the voice of Peter Dury, advertising English Premier League game, and through this, he has been able to get a lot of endorsements from that.